We are what we eat, and all too often we find ourselves tempted by the delicacies of the new Pharisee. Who is this fellow or fellowette? The individual. We do not know who assigned them with the responsibility to discern every wrong, every infraction of every perceived rule that the discernment blogger makes up in his or her head and then talks about it before the world. This is a leaven that is poisonous. If you consume anything besides what is pure, lovely, worthy of praise, chances are really good you're going to become what you consume. Before we get to the dangers of becoming the very thing that we are now talking about, the nasty, snarky, condescending, seemingly angry discernment blogger who just ginsu knives pretty much everybody, a couple more quotes from Eric Davis. If you do not conform to the new Pharisees' man-centered, man-made standards, you'll become the recipient of anger and unforgiveness, ironically. If you dare challenge them, even gently, brace yourself, you'll become the object of hate-filled verbal violence. Your name will be drug through miles of social media mud. If I named names of some of these discernment podcasters or bloggers, wah and la, we'd become the subject of their fodder. That's the irony to these circular firing squads, the undiscerning discernment ministries. They shoot at everybody. It doesn't matter your track record. One infraction, bang, you're out. You're against me, bang, bang, you're really out. That is the irony and the tragedy of discernment bloggers. They ultimately are the last man standing because nobody meets up to their standard. That is a new kind of Pharisee. One more kidney punch. They tend to attack without asking questions for clarification. The buzz, it's there. You don't ask questions when you're a Pharisee. The intoxication is too good. Just jump, revile, just cry foul, and it's all good because you'll have plenty of others also strung out on the self-actualizing crack to affirm the utterly self-righteous, presumptuous tactic. And today, sadly, their spiritual crack is available for cheap on every corner of Twitter. It's all so easy. It's all so intoxicating. And it's all so utterly sinful and self-righteous. Suddenly, you and I just got caught in that gunfire aimed at the new Pharisee. Let's forget the writers and the speakers of the discernment world. What about us? What about the consumers? There's got to be an audience for this, and there is. This is not to besmirch any particular news network because, frankly, they all pander, they all play to an audience. The liberal media, they pander to their audience that they know will just gobble it up, and so do the conservative networks. They feed what the audience will consume, and if there are not consumers, they ain't going to offer it up because that doesn't keep you in business. Ditto with the new Pharisee. Somebody's reading this stuff. If nobody were reading a snarky, ill-conceived discernment blog, listening to a podcast that is just with just about everyone and everything, if they don't have an audience, they'll stop doing it.